Well, there's Friday morning sunrise. Wasn't as cloudy a little bit ago, but it is now. Just kind of starting to get a little color to it. On the camera it shows kind of orange, but it's more of a, I guess, a baby blue. I don't know. Kind of interesting how it shows up different. The lower part in the picture there, not the people's house, but the spot right above it, that's almost kind of an orange. But the other's not. Anyway, there's your almost a minute of a sunrise. Okay, Wade, there. Now it's a little better than it was earlier. Figured I'd show you that quick. Now back to work. First stop made. Local general store. Picked up some paint. And that was east of home. Home is 1 mile straight that way. So now to town, that direction, and pick up some air fittings so I can at least keep shit from getting in the air cans, and some exhaust tube, another chunk radiator hose to use for the air intake. There's little stuff like that. And make a phone call while I'm in town, see if my friend's at the shop today, and should be able to pick up a starter for one of the bikes and see what he's got for materials to make wheel spacers out of that he's going to do for me. He wanted to go over that with me again before he started doing it. So, and hey, look, cows. They're about the only other ones around that actually raise cows that are close to us. Next closest are 20, 25 miles away. Well, I shouldn't say that. There is one other one close to us, only a couple miles away, but that's one of those things where I think it's more of a place to dump money. You know what I mean? But they got some nice cattle. So, anywho, that's what's happening today. Becky and Ron are cleaning up parts, and bottom side of that cab on the door side, underneath the door, there's some holes in there. He's cleaning that up, and for lack of anything else, we're just going to use JB Weld to fill those, let her dry, smooth her off, and throw some paint on it. Probably better than Bondo, and sure a lot better than me trying to patch all the holes with the welder. That stuff's just too thin to really do anything with. Once it's sealed up, it should be good for life. So, not a whole lot of progress to show for today yet, but maybe we'll have some to show later. I don't know. We'll see. Look, wet fields and some water. A couple weeks ago, this was closed through here because the water was over the road. Didn't used to be an issue, but when they took the farm out over there and turned that all into holding ponds for the county's crop service district, agency, whatever they want to call themselves, and screwed up all the drainage in here, they had to put these gates up a couple years ago. When the water comes up, they put the gates across the road. This gets a lot of traffic. That screws up a lot of people. I don't miss having to make this drive through here all the time because there's no warning until you're on the road, and then there's the gate that's closed. They finally put that up after about the 20th person that they had to do a water rescue on because they drove out into it and found out that their car wasn't taller than the water. So, little tidbits. But like I said, that always used to drain because it used to be able to get to the creek on the other side of the holding ponds back there. And from there into the river. Instead, you can't get to the river anywhere. So it builds up until it kind of slows down. So, all the fun stuff with too many people, too much BS. then this is always fun in the winter. But we haven't had a good cold winter for a few years. This usually ends up a solid sheet of ice, and the county ends up throwing gravel on it 5 or 6 times a day because they don't use sand anymore. Sand costs money. Gravel, I think they get that for nothing. Part of the permits for the rock pits. We'll get you a view here in a minute. Probably going to keep you on here too long to do it. Mount Hood, middle of the screen if you can see it. Now it's gone. We'll get a better shot of it here in a minute. Up and down and around and through, and that's a fun road to truck on too. Used to be they closed it now, but a rock pit over here that they run end dumps out of there and doubles and transfers and all kinds of stuff. And this road used to be full of trucks all the time. All that would be the city of Cornelius. Go that way, where you really can't see too, would be Hillsboro. And Mount Hood, right beside that fir tree. I'd blow you up so you can see it, but, you know, kind of got the other hand a little bit busy. And one of the few vineyards that I got a little respect for, because the guy that runs all this also farms about 2,000 acres. He's got the grass seed field right there. And number one's fiance farms this place over here. A little ways for him to go, but he does it. Oh yeah, and the guy with the vineyard, so here's more grass seed. He's got more vineyard here, and the other stuff over there is almost all berries once you get past the vineyard. He's, I'm going to say he's probably a 3rd generation here. His dad built it up big, and he has done nothing but run with it. He's a little older than I am. His dad's been gone probably 30 or 40 years now anyway. Grew it all on probably mostly wheat at the time. And as land became available, they kept buying, and they still do. These are all blueberries here. And his main farm is about half a mile straight through there. I don't know how much they own, but he owns a buttload. So, on any of the videos that I do show, there's the backside of the church where Becky and I got married. Just to give you an idea where we're at. We're just coming in from the other direction. A little wind damage. The guy that's got the berries in the vineyard back behind us has this too. He's got vineyard across the road from it too, along with the grain field. But the old barn looks like she took her in the shorts when those winds hit. And the roof's laying right on this side in the field. Kind of surprised they haven't got that cleaned up yet. He's got a big enough crew. He keeps busy all winter long. But would have thought they might have had that cleaned up. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe it's just not been dry enough to be able to get out there and pick it up yet. Good possibility. And I was kind of hoping to show you Mount Hood again here in a minute. Hey, I can show you a sprayer in the field. That's my friend Lauren. They got a grass seed cleaning plant right there across the road from where he's spraying. Let's see what else we can do. Should be able to get you Mount Hood right around the corner here. Oh, their tree fell down. Oopsie. Of course, now Mount Hood's in my doorpost. It won't be here in a second, or 2 or 3 or 10. Oh, and my trip to town for parts, yeah, frick. All these damn places don't want to carry anything anymore. Oh, I was off a little bit too. Mount Hood will be around the next corner. Didn't even get half the air fittings I wanted. We'll have to order those in. And this is from Napa, but there's Mount Hood again. Center of the screen. And ground right in front of us, and the barns way over there on the other side of the highway all belong to one of the few other guys around here that have versatiles. So, Anyway, there's a little more of my trip home. I got about another 8 miles to go. Well, while I was in town, Ron smeared the holes with some JB Weld. When it's totally dry tomorrow, I'll smooth it off, and I think there's a couple dimples. Looks like those two spots are going to need to be refilled. You got the floor in here covered with some paint. Good enough, eh? And between him and Becky, they got pretty much everything here on the bench cleaned up. So it's all clean, I guess. And I got some more of that gloss black paint. Ron cleaned the air cleaner parts up for me. So I just finished painting all of them. And that piece over there is for the tilt on the steering. When we get that done, the rest of the air cleaner's hanging over there by the stove. And trying to figure out my exhaust. I may have to take a bigger piece and cut it down to fit and smash it to go through where it's got to go through without taking a chance of hitting anything. So that's what I got so far. 2 boxes of parts. I dig my coat out so I can go to the house. And say they got that done for me while I was spending damn near 2.5 hours running around town trying to find stuff, and still didn't find most of it. Well, part of it. And I guess that's about it for the day. I would like to get the cab painted tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I might be cleaning feed barn tomorrow. All it needs is wipe down, and I think I'll take I think they were supposed to be mirror brackets. I think I'll take them off to paint it. And just wipe it down, mask it, and paint it. That's my plan anyway. Oh, I still got 2 little cracks to fix. There's one. Yeah, right there. Little one right in there somewhere. That's an arm's reach, so I couldn't quite see it. And hopefully get the air cleaner on here. I'd like to get the exhaust back and stubbed out where we're going to come out. Hoping to get that done tomorrow. You know how that goes. I can hope all I want, don't mean it's going to happen. And unfortunately, I won't have Ron to help me till Tuesday again. But if I can get a bunch of stuff done tomorrow, we'll be ready to set the cab on. Then start figuring out what I got to cut out underneath. Because I have a regular air treadle valve out of a truck with the pedal. And I'm reasonably sure I'm going to have to cut part of this out to make room for it. It's got to mount to the bottom of the cab. And not sure what to do for the clutch master yet. That's one of those things kind of up in the air because it's kind of hard to put one on a firewall when I have no firewall. It's got to go underneath and work the other way. So I'll figure that out one way or the other. Either that or get pissed off and run a linkage. Then I don't have to worry about too much heat off the exhaust on the damn thing. So that's still an option. I just don't know where the hell to run a linkage yet. And yeah. So, hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'm late for a couple reasons. One is I was watching Grumpy Farmer's live stream with Barn Talking, excuse me. Go check him out. I mean, not like we can do much in DC to change anything, but we can sure get a group of people together that know what's right and what's wrong. Check out his live stream. I mean, I don't know how many people were in there. There was a bunch. And you can guess what the topics were. Our country's already gotten screwed. Hate to guess how many tens of thousands of people are going to be out of work by the end of the month. And that directly affects our neighbors to the north. Both our countries have a hell of a lot of money into some things that were supposed to be projects together, and that just neutered both of them. You know, we've blown a whole bunch of money for nothing the way it's worked out. My 2 bits.